Hey, I'm Noah Bar-Shain, and I live in Talbiya, which is a small neighborhood in between Yamin Moshe, Emek Rafaim, and Rechavia. In fact, it's so small that for the first 5 months I was living here, I thought I was living in Rechavia, but then I found out later that I was actually living in Talbiya. For me, flexibility is hugely important in my life, and that's exactly what Talbiya gives me. Talbiya is all about the location. I can get basically anywhere I want to, most of the time even by foot. Kataman's like 20 minutes, Baka's 30. Nitzanim Shul, which is a very popular shul for American Olim, that is about a 25-minute walk away. Nachal Od is like 10 minutes north. San Simon is like 35 minutes. You're also close to Sha'arei Chesed, which is the neighborhood near Ben Yehuda and the Shuk. So Ben Yehuda is like a little bit less than 15-minute walk away from me. The Shuk is about 20. And if you do not like making time to shop, then being close to shopping centers is awesome. Speak from personal experience. You're also close to the old city, so I'm about 5 minutes away from Yamin Moshe, where there's like a lookout over the old city. I actually got to go there on Tisha B'Av this year, and my roommates and I sang some slow Shirah songs as like Tisha B'Av was waning. If you want to walk to the Kotel, it's only about 30 minutes. If you don't want to walk to the Kotel, there are minyanim everywhere, probably like only 5-minute walk between shuls, so really just on any corner you go to. If you're interested in hearing some beautiful music that might put you to sleep, then you can come hear me perform with the choir at the Jerusalem Great Synagogue. In terms of local shops, there's the Makolet, which is like 3 minutes away from me. There's a bigger Shufersal grocery store, which is about 6 to 8 minutes away. There's like a little strip with hardware stores and a post office, and a couple restaurants nearby. Another important part of my life is exercise. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and where I grew up, there are lots of open fields. So unfortunately, I do feel that that's lacking a little bit in Jerusalem. But there are parks that are close by. So I live really close to Gan Ha'atzmaut, like 5 minutes away. 5 minutes in the other direction is Gan HaPa'amon. And then if you need a bigger area than that, then you get Gan Sacher, which is like 20 minutes away. There are also the train tracks, the Mesilat HaRakevet, near the Tachana Rishona, which is about 10 minutes away, and so a lot of times I'll run down the train tracks. On the subject of exercise, I love biking, and I assumed that a big way that I was going to get around the city was to get a bike, but honestly the transportation is so good that I have not gotten a bike yet. I can either walk anywhere I need to, or there are buses just all the time. I live right next to Keren HaYesod, and I think there are like 12 bus lines that go by my house. And then if I walk a little bit farther, there are another whole bunch of bus lines. So I've had a really easy time getting anywhere within Yerushalayim, and then to get to the Tachana Merkazit takes 30 to 40 minutes depending on the traffic. A big part of the reason why me and my roommates chose to live here is because my roommates are all students at Hebrew U, but two different campuses, both Givat Ram and Har Tzofim, and where we live is accessible to both of them. Givat Ram's in walking distance, I think it's like 30 minutes away, and Har Tzofim is about a 30-minute bus ride. If you're really looking forward to the feeling of being in the middle of everything, then you're in luck, because the Prime Minister's house and the President's house are within a 10-minute walk of you. And not only that, but Kikar Paris and Gan Ha'atzmaut are within 5 minutes. So all the protests happen there. We're constantly hearing shouting and people holding up signs. One Saturday night I was actually trying to get home and there were no buses going, and I realized it was because there was a protest there. So I had to walk down Melech George all the way from Yafo, and I probably passed like 10,000 people. So definitely very exciting. But if you don't want to be in the center of that, then beware. Now, I haven't talked so much about the immediate neighborhood, like the people that live there, because I honestly don't have so many friends living in the immediate area. But our neighbors are all really nice. And one story is that during quarantine, my roommates and I are pretty musical, so we started singing Kabbalat Shabbat from the balcony, and people started opening their windows and walking out into the street. And by the end, we had about 15 people listening or participating slightly in Kabbalat Shabbat with us. And that continued for the next 5 weeks or so. And people told us that they really appreciated that. So the neighbors are really nice. They just happen to not be my demographic. They're a little bit older. Some Americans, some Israelis. But since I have so many people living in the neighborhoods nearby, I just haven't reached out. Well, I hope you enjoyed my honest take on Talbiya. I'd be happy to answer any questions or talk to you about any of this. I made Aliyah after college, so I was already 23. So if you find yourself in that category, then don't worry, it is not too late. And I am looking forward to seeing you in Israel.